Tonight on Denver 7 News at 6.
I'm excited to be able to go without masks.
It's the ultimate carrot. Will it come with a stick?
The masking guidance is supposed to be an incentive and not free for all.
Plus, gym goers show some skin.
It would be nice to have a workout mask free.
Denver 7 investigates a coroner who refused to let go.
The world's worst car wash is finally scrubbed clean.
And the Avs go to work.
To go undefeated in your last 17 games at home speaks for itself.
Scores! There it is again! The laser is...
All right, good evening, everybody. Glad you're with us tonight. I'm Shannon Ogden.
And I'm Jacqueline Allen, welcoming you to the new world order, or at least the new Colorado order. Restrictions are gone. Masks are mostly optional.
The question we're left with tonight is, how many people will view vaccines as optional as well? Denver 7's Liz Gilardi begins our coverage with that tonight. Liz?
Well, you know, that is the question, and we're here at the Ball Arena site. People currently getting vaccinated right now. We talked with several vaccine providers today and asked them if more people are rushing to make appointments in light of the changing CDC and state guidance. It might be too early to tell, but healthcare providers hope it will be an incentive. Vaccine sites around the Denver metro saw a consistent flow of traffic on Monday. It's still hard to say if it's a typical day or if anyone here was motivated by the new guidance on masks.
I think this is part of those tools to get people vaccinated, and that's really how we're going to do this. I think the masking guidance is supposed to be an incentive and not free for all to say we don't need to mask anymore.
Denver and other metro counties are now operating in level clear. Businesses can operate at 100% capacity. The mask mandate has been relaxed and even eliminated in some settings.
I just got my first vaccine.
15-year-old Hannah Hassel is among the latest group that's eligible for the vaccine. She says she got used to wearing a mask in school, but she's looking forward to a more carefree summer this year.
I'm excited to be able to go without masks and see more people. So being able to see more people and being able to travel again is going to be way more fun.
As of Friday, the state opened up vaccines to ages 12 to 15, and since then, more than 17,500 people in that group have been vaccinated, and nearly half of eligible Coloradans are now fully vaccinated. But will the new guidance on masks push even more people to seek out a shot? Health experts hope it helps.
I think having convenience, reasons to do it, all of this should motivate people to come get their vaccine.
Even if you're fully vaccinated, the choice to wear a mask or not is up to you.
I'll probably still wear a mask in public, to be honest. I know Colorado lifted the ban, but that's still important to me.
After a year of restrictions and constantly changing guidelines, it's also a glimpse at the future, especially as more and more people line up to get their vaccine.
I'm thrilled because it's some early signs of normalcy returning, so I was excited about that. And I hope that it does encourage those who aren't vaccinated and who are on the fence about it to get vaccinated.
And so when it comes to these, one expert we spoke with says you should also really consider your personal health and others living in your household, especially if they have some kind of compromised immune system or if they're not able to get vaccinated yet. Consider those things before you decide to go without a mask. Reporting live, Liz Gilardi, Denver 7.
And 10,000 Coloradans getting their first dose of the vaccine today. Liz, thank you very much. Denver 7's Gary Brode spent the day at the gym, where he always is, by the way, but also where masks are no longer necessary, but wiping down the bench after you finish lifting, Gary, is.
Hopefully that's one health practice that continues on through the pandemic. I gotta tell you, it really is great to see so many people not wearing masks. As much as I don't like going to a bar and restaurant and having to put on a mask every time I stand up, it's that much worse jumping on a treadmill for 30 minutes and breathing in hot air. So this is quite a nice sigh of relief here. In fact, it's really right in front of the Planet Fitness here in Glendale. It's been great to see as each member comes in, the employees here are saying, hey, the masks are optional. The reactions have been priceless, by the way, many not knowing that they don't have to keep their masks on. But as you can see, some are going to continue to keep theirs on for the time being.
Gym members can breathe easy once again without their masks.
We've seen a lot of people that have
very excitedly rip the mask off.
And I'm like, oh, great. So I ripped mine off.
Darren Chilton was one of many.
It would be nice to have a workout mask free.
Here at the Littleton Planet Fitness, putting down the mask and picking up the weights. Signs at the front door say masks are recommended, but the gym itself is not requiring them.
It's definitely a relief that myself, the rest of the employees no longer have to really strictly enforce the policy. We definitely spent a lot of time telling a lot of members to make sure it was firmly above their nose.
When we were there, about half the members took to heart the recommendation. Leslie Signs was one of them.
It feels normal. It's weird if I don't have it on. I feel like people are judging me.
Over at Nick's Performance Training Facility, members there are embracing the no mask policy that went into effect Sunday.
Some people still will wear a mask if they choose to, and that's okay.
Nick's performance owner, Nikki Roulard, says wearing masks has been tough on her clients and members, many of which compete in their respective sports.
With the intensities that, they lift with, it's pretty hard to have the mask on and be able to feel comfortable and confident in what you're doing.
She hopes Level Clear is here to stay.
We were pretty lucky, though, to still have a business in the end, but hopefully we'll not have to do this anymore.
We saw over the last day or two, the bars and restaurants are starting to do a little harder of a transition. It's a little bit more difficult. Here, it's not as big of a deal at these different gyms because really they're just opening things up. Here at Planet Fitness, they're working at about 75% capacity. The one thing that they are kind of maintaining in certain sections, especially the one in Littleton, is they're continuing their social fitnessing areas, which means every other treadmill is blocked off, just giving people the option to remain socially distant. And as well, the employees are going to remain masked for the time being. Reporting live here in Glendale, Gary Brode, Denver7.
All right, Gary, thank you very much for that. 690 cases of the virus and 10 deaths were confirmed in Colorado today. 580 people are in the hospital at this hour. Hospitalizations now have declined for the last 9 days.
Not every town has abandoned masks. Manitou Springs says it's keeping its mandate for businesses and for people walking within 6 feet of one another outdoors. Teens and vaccines will be the topic at hand as Governor Polis and leaders from the State Health Department join Denver7 for a town hall. This airs 6:30 this Thursday. Send us any questions you'd like us to ask with an email to 360@thedenverchannel.com.
Red Rock's more than doubled capacity today to 6,300 people. It's going to move to full capacity on June 21st. So expect artists like Widespread Panic, the Avett Brothers, and Jason Isbell to take full advantage. So great to see. Well, there's more hail, rain, and lightning, and Chief Meteorologist Mike Nelson is looking at his radar tonight. A lot of people are going to be out and about for the Avs game tonight. So how's the drive looking? 8-ish, something like that.
Wet on the west side. Matter of fact, if there was a concert tonight at Red Rocks, it would not be a fun night at all. You can see the dark skies off to the west. This is at City Park, and look how green it is. So we'll go up here to Westminster where it's raining hard, and then take you up to an interesting picture up at Loveland Ski Area where it's been a rain and snow mix. West side of the metro is really getting hammered with heavy rain, and urban and small stream flood advisory in effect there till 8:30 tonight. There has been hail up on Floyd Hill. It is a nasty storm. Nothing severe, no warnings, but just a cold rain mixed with some hail. Extends down toward Evergreen and Conifer along 285 over toward the Bailey area. And to the north, it's mostly right along and to the west of I-25. We're seeing the bulk of this, and these storms are drifting very slowly toward the north, only about 10 miles per hour. A severe thunderstorm watch remains in effect over southeastern Colorado, and on the eastern plains, scattered showers and storms continue there. We have one more day of this activity coming up. Tonight, the scattered showers and heavy rain will come to an end by midnight. Then it'll be cool and wet again tomorrow afternoon, but warmer and drier weather comes up starting Wednesday and especially late this week. I'll have the full 7-day in a few minutes.
All right, thank you, Mike. Denver police now say 9 officers fired at a 22-year-old man on Friday. Police say Cedric Vick shot at a woman near a park, carjacked another woman and her child, then fired at police. Officers fired back, killing him. All 9 officers are on administrative leave, which is standard policy in shootings involving police. The now former Lake County coroner and his wife appeared in court today on charges of abuse of a corpse and misconduct.
Contact Denver7 Chief Investigator Tony Kovaleski has been following this case for months and has tonight's story from Breckenridge.
In his resignation letter, Lake County Coroner Shannon Kent said, "I will be vindicated when my case goes to trial." His legal gauntlet began today here in Breckenridge.
Sheriff's Office, we have a valid search warrant. Answer the door.
It is what deputies discovered during this search warrant that led to criminal charges against coroner Shannon Kent and his wife Stacy. Both Kents appeared virtually for the hearing.
How do you plead, guilty or not guilty?
Not guilty, Your Honor.
The two were arrested that February night and now face more than a dozen criminal charges for what was found inside this basement.
So what you're being charged with is criminal attempt, tampering with a deceased human body.
Like her husband, Stacy Kent also entered not guilty pleas.
Count 1 is criminal attempt to commit tampering with a deceased human body. With respect to that charge, how do you plead, guilty or not guilty?
Not guilty, Your Honor.
The Kents were allowed to leave Leadville and leave the state. This U-Haul was at their house late last month. In his resignation letter, he said, "At the request of the commissioners, I will remain in my position remotely until August 1. That means Lake County commissioners are paying him taxpayer dollars to serve as coroner while he is out of state." What does this mean for his role as the active coroner in Lake County?
And that is really up to the commissioners. He is an elected official, and in terms of his resignation, he indicated that that would be within 90 days.
Both Shannon and Stacy Kent will be required to appear in person for the next step in this legal process. Trial now set for November 15th here in Breckenridge. At the Summit County Justice Center, I'm Chief Investigative Reporter Tony Kowaleski.
Coming up, the Supreme Court considers choice.
The way that you go after abortion rights is by incrementally rolling them back.
A Denver tournament makes national news.
And your Colorado Avalanche prepare for Game 1 of the NHL playoffs.
Johnny scores!
Still some storms out there, but we do have some sunshine and 80s in the 70s.